By the way, tomorrow, after or during the meet and greet, I plan to get drunk enough to start pointing out doorways, just so you know. By the way, tomorrow, after or during the meet and greet, I plan to get drunk enough to start pointing out doorways.
That movie is a shit show. What you think you see, what you think you hear, that's what it's about. It's all theater of the mind. No, it's garbage. It's garbage. Mood and atmosphere. Now that I really like. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see. Hey, what's going on? Oh, wrong screen. There we go. There we are. What's going on, everybody? Hey, what's happening? This is very impromptu. It's why there's only, it jumped from 12 to 35 people. Oh, that's good. Maybe we'll jump even higher. I just decided to, this is very spur of the moment. It's been a very busy last, week and a bit. And so, but it's Mad Monster Eve. And this weekend is the Mad Monster Convention in Phoenix, in Glendale, is it? Glendale, right? Glendale. And it is tomorrow. It is Saturday. It is Sunday. And tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the first screening, the advanced screening, the world premiere, for all intents and purposes, of Dylan's new Nightmare is at 11 p.m. Eastern Pacific tomorrow night after the convention closes. That's when it'll be, and there's Q&A, and I'll be in makeup, and the Freddy makeup. I won't just be in makeup. Although in today's world, it's totally acceptable. That's what I'm saying. It's totally, I could walk around in high heels, and it's cool, man. It's cool. It's in. I'm hip. Big 7-inch stilettos. I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe Freddy's woke. He's got 7-inch stilettos. There you go. Now he's not.
All right.
Now he's not.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everyone. There we go.
He muted me after I said a stupid joke.
Whoops.
And then didn't turn me back on for my actual good joke.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. My apologies.
Yes, no, I was saying that, yes, we made Freddy woke. He does walk around in stilettos.
Yes, I have 30. Actually, it's like Kiss level, boots on, and I big red lipstick,
Dude, we
bright blue eyeshadow
for a fur.
No
trench coat, big fur coat instead.
100%. I'm full on. Oh, it's not Pride Month anymore. Well, whatever. We can keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Pride month and a half, baby.
Pride month and a half. No, but yeah, I'll be in the full getup tomorrow night. I'll be.
We all heard that stupid joke. Fuck you, Michael.
I'll be. I'll be at the table, and Nora and her wife Rachel will be putting all the makeup on me. I'll be there at the table for probably about 4 hours. Convention opens at 6 p.m. tomorrow night, but I'll be there at, I think we'll start the makeup process probably around 7 or something like that.
Yep.
It should be interesting, and then hopefully finish in time for the movie. Which will be great. So, very excited. How you feeling about it, Cecil?
I'm feeling pretty good. We are, excuse me, sorry about that. We are, we're ready for this screening. We're, there's things working in the background as we speak. And, we will have a very special link in the very, very near future here that we can take to the bank, so to speak. We've done a lot of work over the past couple of months, and I will say that I'm quite happy with what I'm seeing. I hope everyone else is as well. Miko seems to be, Vin seems to be, our editors, our sound designers, everything. They all seem to be pretty happy.
Great.
Dave hasn't seen a version in a while, but he's trustful, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that a lot of the stuff that we've been doing on the background, I've been very, very excited about. The score, especially, I'm very, very happy with. I've already made YouTube video, like a full score YouTube video, and each song, there's 7 tracks total for the score, if that's a scoop, I don't know. But yeah, it's a really cool score for the film, and I'm very excited for people to experience what we've put together for you all, especially the people coming down to the event. So it's the official release isn't until late August, but this premiere tomorrow is a month and a half early screening for people that are making the trek to come and watch it with us.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, there's probably going to be a lot of, well, there'll be a lot of photos online from you know, the event and all that kind of stuff, and the whole gang will be there, and I'm looking forward to it. You know, I am. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be I mean, the last convention I was at was yeah, I'll be honest with you. The last convention I was at was probably Halloween 40.
One, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's the big convention here in Toronto every August is Fan Expo. It's one of the largest in North America, actually. I think it's third or something, third largest by volume of people. Anyways, it's like a 4-day thing. They get like 250, 300,000 people over the course of, like, you know, the 2 or 3 days or whatever. And I used to go to that every year. Like, I think I did it 2015, 2016, 2017. But, you know, I mean, you go and, you know, you kind of, I don't know, maybe there's people out there that just love to do it all the time. I go, once I've gone a couple of times, like, okay, I've, you know, unless there's somebody that I really want to meet or somebody showing up or something, I kind of just, you know, you've been there, done it, seen it, you know, and I'm not I don't know. Again, I'm not a big sort of, meet people kind of. Yeah, I've never been that way, really. So I go for, you know, the trinkets, the doodads, the t-shirts, the hoodies, you know, the vendors, you know, for a lot of the times, like, I like to go and check out all the knickknacks and all the shit I do not need, but is just so juicy, and, you know, I like all that kind of stuff. And, but the Halloween convention, yeah, that was in 2018, and I think that was the last convention that I've been to. So this will be, and of course, this is a bit different.
First time you and I met. Oh, a special place in my heart.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Now this is a bit different because I'm actually a guest at the convention as opposed to, you know, just somebody hanging out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, you know, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody again and reunited, and it feels so good, you know, so it'll be fun.
Cecil's looking sleepy. How dare you? I'm wide awake. I don't, here, do I need cute, like a little toothpick action?
Cecil,
to hold my eyes open? Is that better for you? Is that better for you, Irish?
We gotta strap your eyes back like in A Clockwork Orange, you know, you just have these drops.
Eyes. I have Garfield eyes. They're always half open.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, Dave.
Yeah, sure.
What is it?
Midnight with Dave and Cecil here. Is that
indeed,
after
indeed.
midnight? After midnight. That's
I
not
still
even
think
close,
it's a great idea.
It is.
So I have let me piggyback these questions on each other. Okay. First off, how does it feel for you, knowing the work that you've put into the role, to know that there's a contingent of fans that are going to finally see what you brought to the table, A, and B, how many people do you think are going to shit on it just to shit on you?
Okay, so the first part of the question is, I feel good. You know, I feel, you know, I understand obviously I understand the filmmaking process and what it takes to make a movie. And so even though, I'm not a producer on the project I'm an actor, but I do understand everything that you're going through and the stages and the stress and the details and the back and forth and the sleepless nights, and then the nights where you get a really good sleep, and then the next night you don't get a good sleep. You're like, oh, I had a really good, because something came up, and all that stuff. I get it. I totally understand it. And so, I feel it's like I live vicariously through you, and your stress,
I'm sorry. I mean,
no. Well, no, it's just because now I've entered pre-production on Billy 2, and now that's a whole other set of stress that that I'm dealing with. So, but I will say that it feels good. It feels good, and to finally, I mean, obviously it will officially be out there for everybody towards the end of August, but to have sort of this little tease for people at the convention tomorrow night, it's fun. I hope people like what I bring to the table. Again, it's a 25-minute short. It's not, it's not like a feature length movie. So I'm, it's not like I'm in it every second, but I try to make when I am in it count, and I'm proud of what I was able.
127 seconds are great.
That's right. I'm proud, of what I was, with what I was able to do. And I think I accomplished what I set out to do. I believe I accomplished. So I don't have any reservations about that. You know what I mean? I don't, I always look at things and go, oh, maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done this. But overall, I think I'm excited for people to see it. And then the other part of your question is I think there definitely will be people that will shit on it just because they don't like me. Oh, yeah, for sure. And they're just, they're just fucking losers.
Yeah, probably people that weren't even there are
no, of course not. Look, there are a certain amount of people that listen, I have far more respect. Okay, and I will say this. I have far more respect for somebody who says, I think Dave McCrae is a piece of shit. I can't stand that guy. He's insufferable. He's irritating to no fucking... I cannot stand him. And they tune out and never watch me again. I have respect for those people because they tune out and they don't watch me. I have no respect for somebody who says, I can't fucking stand that Dave McCrae, but they watch me all the time anyway. How can I have respect? Come grow a pair and stop watching me.
You're just the Howard Stern, right? That's what they said in Private Parts. They're like, oh my God, all his fans love him. They asked his fans, why do you listen? Number one answer, I want to see what what he'll say next.
Yeah.
And then all the haters listen for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
And they're like, but if they hate, why did they listen? They're like, the number one answer, I want to see what he'll say next.
That's
and
it.
it's
Yeah.
like,
well,
you
it's
just
like
have your own contingent of fans that both love and hate you and want to know the next thing they can love or hate on.
Yeah, and that's the irony of it, right? The irony of it when people, take to Reddit or when they leave a nasty comment, it's like it doesn't bother me, guys. Like it does, like you don't understand. It doesn't. I don't care. It's like Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care. I mean, it's nice when people agree with you or like you or get your shtick. But listen, there's always going to be people that don't, that just, you don't mesh personality wise. You know what I mean? It just doesn't mesh for whatever the case is. And that's fine. And that's totally fair. And I get that. It's like my father said, and again, he, equated it to obviously writing, but he says, Dave, the question is not whether they like you or hate you. The question is, are they reading you? And in the case of my father, Earl McCrae, the answer was yes. Oh, there were people that be like, I can't stand that Earl McCrae. What the hell does he say today? You know what I mean? And it's just like, he wins, So now I'm not saying I'm like that. I don't think there's thousands of people that don't like me or anything, but I think there's enough vocal people that they just don't get it. They just think that I'm a certain way or whatever, and that's fine. That's fine. They're entitled to think that way. It's absolutely that's the glory of being able to speak freely, and you're allowed to not like me, but I don't care. I've got more important fish to fry than worry about who likes me or who doesn't like me. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the way it is. So, yeah,
that's a healthy mindset on YouTube.
oh, you have to. You cannot take to YouTube and do this kind of thing and get worried about whether people like you or not. There's always going to be people that think you're this or you're that, or they completely miss the nuance, of what you're trying to say. And, I mean, that's the worst, right? Is, when everybody takes everything so literally, but, yeah, I think there will be some people that be like, oh, fuck that Dave McCrae. Well, you've seen it in the comments of some of the
trailer. Yeah, there's people that are just like, oh, Craze fucks this all up. I'm like, he had one line, and it was one word.
That's it.
But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. I think I am going to ask the crowd, how many people here are planning to do a review or talk about the film on a website or whatever. First off, please don't spoil it. If possible, we still have some time before the general public gets to see it, but
it's true.
But also I'd be curious to know how many people are planning to watch and do a review and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited to see how people react to the entire event, because, we're planning just a little bit of theatrics for everything. And, as far as getting people to move from one part of the event to another, it's going to be a good time.
You put me in the makeup and I cannot not be theatrical.
Well, exactly. And well, that's another thing I was going to say. Like, are you excited to be in the makeup in front of a live audience? Or I mean, I don't get nervous. You know what I mean? I can't say I've never been nervous in my life, but I get very much, I'm the kind of, the more people there are, the better, right? You know what I mean? It's just fuel, it's just really sort of, so no performer wants to perform in front of an empty audience, right? You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's true.
So the more the merrier. If you're there on the Friday, tomorrow night, if you're there, stay, remember, once the convention hall closes for the night, that's when the party begins with Dylan's New Nightmare. So
pretty much, yep.
And your convention ticket does get you access to the movie. So you don't have to pay extra or anything like that. So if you're there tomorrow night, you might as well stay. I'm just saying. So
Corey, if you want to get a picture with Dave before the makeup, I would advise stopping by the table between 6 and 7. Because
on Saturday or on
Saturday, if you're there all weekend, Saturday or Sunday works. But yeah, so a funny looking clown. I'd love to see the full look so I can draw it. Well, you'll get a chance soon enough. There will be a lot of pictures floating around, I'm sure.
For sure. Super chat comes in from Where Nomad Has Gone Before. Thank you. Sends in 8 schmucks and and says, how do you both feel that Robert Englund might see it this weekend? And what if he comes up and says, great job? I think that'd be great. There's no guarantees, obviously, that Robert will see it. Robert will be there all weekend. He will be there tomorrow. But Robert's also 75, and come 11 o'clock at night, he might be kind of want to go back to the hotel and have a nightmare himself. But you never know. You never know, right? You never know. Maybe if there's a bit of buzz around the convention and it gets back to him, he might be like, maybe I'll go check it out. It's only 30 minutes long, so maybe he will. Who knows? But if he were to do that, that'd be great. It'd be great. I mean, we're going to do our best to meet him anyway. And get a photo with him and, all that kind of stuff. But that would be awesome. I mean, there's no better endorsement, I think, than that, right? I mean, maybe Wes, but of course he's passed.
Sure. No, I agree. I mean, I think it would be amazing. It's a perfect world situation. I agree. I think Robert may just want to head back to the hotel room and crash out for the night, but if he's willing, even if his PR person is like, hey, if you send me a link, he doesn't have to watch it with everyone, but he'll give it a gander.
That's true.
I'll be like, sure, let me do that. That's fine. But if he said good job, even if he just said good job, I mean, that'd be fantastic. Obviously, that is getting some flowers from the man, the myth, the legend himself. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, how could that not be amazing?
It's
I
true.
would absolutely love it, and I would put it on every Blu-ray that we sold.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mitch the Ripper says, Dave, do you try to channel Scariest Freddy from Part 2 energy? Um, the short answer is yes. Yes. And because that's my favorite portrayal of the character. But the way that the makeup was designed, because it's a combination of a couple of different looks, one being Part 2, it gave me permission to go there as an actor. You know, if I looked like, you know, Freddy from Freddy's Dead or something, it would be hard for me to go there. Even if I wanted to go there, it would be hard because I don't know if the audience would buy it because I look like Freddy from Freddy's Dead, right? But the fact that I look the way I do gave me permission to go there. So I do. Yeah, I think I do channel. Yeah, I do channel that for sure. I'll be very curious to see how the audience feels about, it's a short film. It's not like I'm in it every 5 seconds. So I'll be very curious to see how the audience responds and what they think of it. But there's definitely a couple of moments, I will say, that are very Freddy 2, for sure. I don't know if the whole thing will ring true to that. But the whole thing is definitely, I'm being a darker Freddy, than like, you know, a Freddy's Dead or something like that.
So much so that we cut a couple of jokes that I had written that I still think could have played, but we did cut them on shooting day, because we wanted to keep it in the scary pocket that you had put together. You know what I mean? We didn't want to ruin all the work that you had put into it.
No, exactly. No, I get it. Did I hang on, let me go back here. Did I miss any super chats? I don't think I did. No, just the one.
Just the one.
Just want to make sure.
Someone did ask you a multi-tiered question. Harry Hagen there.
Okay. Yeah, Harry, my man, Harry's awesome.
Yeah, he said, which Freddy does your Freddy resemble most? The creepy sadistic Freddy, the scary comedic Freddy, the MTV Freddy, or the great graphics Freddy?
Yeah, great graphics. Yeah, that's sort of what I was kind of talking about. I would say that definitely not great graphics Freddy. I don't think MTV Freddy. I mean, there might be a line that might be from, it's the I can't really say it without giving it away. There might be a line that sounds like something that maybe like Dream Master Freddy might say, but I don't necessarily think the whole performance is Dream Master Freddy. I think, yeah, see, that's what I mean. It's going to be interesting to see what the audience thinks. It's, it might actually be, I definitely don't go Freddy's Dead or anything like that. I mean, it's not like, you know, oh shucks, power glove, and not like that, you know, and where he's like on the chalkboard and doing all that. Like, there's none of that, you know, but there may be little drips of the earlier films, like maybe, you know, 1 through 3, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I just know that I was doing my best to channel the essence of what I believe Freddy is, and what I think the audience would like to see from somebody portraying Freddy that isn't Robert. And you know, which is the essence of the character. You're not going to watch it and go, oh, it's Robert Englund. But I think you will watch and be like, yes, that's Freddy. Totally Freddy. He's got Freddy. You know, at least that's my goal. And we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I think it could definitely, I mean, obviously we think you got there, but we're a bit maybe biased, but you know, I'm sure I would have heard through the grapevine or something if someone was like, I don't know about Dave, like, but that never even came close to happening. So
no, everybody on set was, I think, was pleased with my performance or my transformation. Maybe I think there were maybe some people that when, you know, he picked me up from the airport, this guy's Freddy, what? It's like, well, yeah.
I mean, that's one thing that I don't mind taking a small pat on the back for, is recognizing that I think you would be able to do that. And you really just pulled it off in an above and beyond sort of way. And
Yeah, it was fun.
I think people are going to be really happy with what they see. I think, it's consistent, it's fun, it's engaging. I think people are going to have a really good time with it. It's going to be interesting to see a live audience reaction out of the gate,
Right.
like before any YouTube comments or anything like that. We're
Right.
going to get a live reaction. And
well, like I said to you before we went live, it's essentially like a test screening. You know what I mean? With a focus group.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And that's great. Like, I'm fine with that. We still plan to tighten up one or two small elements between now and the actual release next month. But it's in a good place, and I don't think it needs a whole lot. Just maybe one or two very small things. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun for people. I'm excited to see how people react to how we did the credit sequence.
I can't wait to see that because I haven't seen it. So
yeah, I don't know if people are going to get frustrated with it, or if they're going to be on board the whole time. Like the first time I watched it, I was engaged the entire time. So I'm hoping that that's going to be the case for everyone.
Yeah. Do you have any, like, how do you feel now on the eve of being able to, release this? And by the way, like, if you have any questions or whatever, folks, again, feel free to send them in. We'll do our best to get to them.
Absolutely. Let me just, you reminded me, I need to check in. Okay. Nope. Still waiting. So yeah, the final mix is headed my way soon. So until I get that in my hot little hands, I'm still kind of on edge. I know we're cutting it real close, making sure that, I was very optimistic in saying, let's do the Mad Monster premiere. But I don't feel like, as long as all the things that were in place when I sent off the final sound mix this morning, as long as all of that is put together in the one final product that it should be, which I've seen all the individual pieces, it's just a matter of them being put all together. As long as what I have sent are put together correctly, I'm happy. You know what I mean? I'm very happy. It's nerve-wracking that it's the night before that I'm waiting to find this out. But
right.
As it is, it was pretty truncated. Well, it's not, I won't say it was a truncated process, but we didn't take necessarily the amount of time that a studio feature would take to dial in the post-production and everything like that.
Right. Yeah.
But I think we got to a really great place, and I'm excited to see people finally react to it. Again, I think the live audience reaction is going to be so interesting to see, because it's going to be, how does this play? And it's not just one person, that watched it in their room alone and is now, hammering on the keyboard their ideas or thoughts. I feel like we will get a slightly perhaps more honest reaction from the live audience than we will get from the first YouTube set of comments and things like that.
Yeah. How many people, what room is it playing?
It's the biggest panel room, and if I am remembering correctly, it's something like 200 to 300 seats.
Okay, so that's like a theater. I mean,
it's a small, it's at least a screening theater size, bigger than that, really.
And how big is the screen?
So the screen is not small. The screen is it's a whole separate big
IMAX
screen, and it's a projector. It's not IMAX, but it isn't small. I mean, I would say, if I'm comparing it to like a big screen TV, right, I would say it's probably 200 inches.
Okay.
2 to 250, maybe something like that.
Okay.
So, it's substantial. You know what I mean?
Right. Sure.
Big screen TVs are like 100, 110 inches or something now, on the big end. So it's probably about twice that.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a projector setup. So standard speaker setup. So it's a stereo presentation.
Right.
It's not a 5.1 presentation or anything, but it is, it should still
Dolby
work,
Atmos, THX, Cecil, what he didn't tell you is that actually he shot Dylan's New Nightmare on all IMAX cameras. And it's like,
that was pricey.
Oh yeah, huge. I mean, just this short is $85 million film. And it's just, it's wild. It's absolutely wild.
Get ready, guys.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Have you ever wanted to see Freddy in space? Because boy, oh boy, is it time.
IMAX, 3D IMAX, the immersive experience. Your seats rumble and everything. It's full on.
We have people with razors just off to the aisle. When someone gets slashed, they run right in front of you and slash your ass. Don't you worry.
That's right. There's people that are set around the theater with like squirt bottles with red blood, and they'll like squirt it on your face when there's a big thing. Oh, it's wild. It's an immersive experience. It's like a Broadway show.
There's a scene like a Greta scene in part 5 where Freddy force feeds someone, and so dude, they bring a spoon up full of like literal dog shit and shove it in your mouth. It's gonna be awesome. It's so immersive. Talk about 4D.
Literal dog shit. Like it's actual dog shit. They're shoving it in your mouth. Actual dog shit.
Because I know we're gonna get some reviews that say it's dog shit. We're gonna earn that.
Oh, of course you're getting. Of course you will. Of course you 100% will. Listen, of course, there's people going, "This dog shit's the worst fucking thing of all time." It's like, it's shut up and sit out. It's not.
I don't know that it's going to be considered like that. People will say it surpasses Never Hike Alone, or It's Me, Billy. But I think we're at least up there. I like to think so. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's art. Right. And everybody has their own expectations. Do you know what I mean? And look what happened with, Vince and Never Hike in the Snow, right? He had people go, "That's it. Well, that's it. That's all I got. That's it." It's like, no, this is you not read this is the prequel for the such and such and that's it. That was shit. It's like, it's not shit. You know what I mean? And then of course, with Billy, it's like, that's it. Like, no, no. We're for now, but we hope you like it. We want to go do it. And so, but yeah, listen, I had people say they didn't like It's Me, Billy because it wasn't like Never Hike Alone. And it's like, but they're two completely different types of, like, they're not cut from the same cloth of storytelling. Why
not at all.
It's like saying, well, listen, like this more psychological. Not that I'm comparing Billy to Hereditary, but I'm just saying to make it, the two stark, like clearly Never Hike Alone is a slasher, blood, you know what I mean? And then you have, it's they're two completely different subgenres of horror, two different styles of filmmaking, all together, and so. People, it's just the problem with fandom is we live in a black and white, yes or no, 10 or 0, world when it comes to the world of fandom. There is no nuance. People, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's, I don't know, but for whatever reason, people cannot decipher nuance, or they don't feel they can, because it makes them feel like they're a sellout or a show. We live in a world, like we actually live in a world, Cecil, where a 7 out of 10 is dog shit. Like I saw, and I've yet to see Indiana Jones: The Dial of Destiny, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. And I saw the cinema score.
Shit, excuse me. I'm so sorry.
I have a feeling I don't think it's going to be. And I have my reasons why. But it gets a B+ cinema score. Okay. Now, everybody's like, whoa, that's awful. No, that's fucking awful. Anything beyond, and here's why. And then they break it all down as to why when a movie gets anything below an A in cinema score, that's pretty dicey. And I watched this, video where they broke it all down. And I'm thinking, what the fuck kind of world are we living in where a B+ cinema score is, well, that sucked. And it's like, what the fuck? fuck is wrong? Like, it's crazy. It's like, no, I really liked the movie. Oh, you did? Yes. What would you give it? Oh, I don't know, maybe like a 7 out of 10 or so. That's it? What do you mean that's it? What do you mean that's it? A 7 out of 10 is a good score. An 8 out of 10 is a good score. A 2 out of 10 is not. Okay? Like, you know, and so the problem is that, you know, people they just say things. They just paint everything with broad brushes and that's it. That's shit. That's this. That's garbage. Listen, art is art. You're going to like what you like. Things are going to resonate with that. But the fact that you know, there's no nuance anymore, and we can't like go into the, you know, like, I mean, oh God, it's painful. It's absolutely painful. It is. It's painful to me, you know, and God. Anyway, I don't mean to go off on this tangent, but
no,
yeah,
I agree. Like it's just an extension of internet culture.
Yeah.
Of people being emboldened that would otherwise keep their opinions to themselves in person.
Yeah, and this is, and again, I think these are the kinds of things I say that I think to the wrong person who doesn't mesh with me rubs them the wrong way and makes them not like me. What I'm about to say here. But there are far too many people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to how to, I don't know, analyze a movie or look at what there is a big difference between an opinion and an informed opinion. There's a difference between a critique and an opinion. And to understand those differences, you have to implement nuance. And the fact that we live in a world where there is a war on nuance, right? Context and nuance and intention and all that kind of stuff. And everything's just black and white and the way it is. And it's just, and when you try to decipher those nuances and, you know, details and things like that, which is why I really like watching, you know, when you guys do your reviews, because you get into those weeds. You know, you're just like, it was shit. You're like, no, you will go into and talk about pacing and structure and details and this, and that doesn't mean that it doesn't work for somebody else, but you're able to dive into those nuances and talk about this and maybe this and that and look at this and that. That's coming from a place of being informed and understanding the filmmaking process, understanding those things. And I understand that not everybody has time for that. I understand that not everybody can do that. But if you want to be taken seriously, like, I think there's far too many people that have Rotten Tomatoes access that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Now, there are a lot of people, and they have influence on scores. But we also live in a world, too, where, you know, if you want a movie to fail, the Rotten Tomatoes score's not good, you'll go, you see? Ha ha, failed. Look at Rotten Tomatoes. But all of a sudden, wait, but now you reverse that and you want a movie to succeed and it fails. You go, well, Rotten Tomatoes doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. No. You can't have it both ways. Either Rotten Tomatoes matters or it doesn't. And that's the world we live in. We cherry pick when it matters, when it fits our, you know, agenda, you know, and what we want to do and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, listen, it either matters or it doesn't. It doesn't, no, like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It can't matter when you want it to matter, and it doesn't matter when you do. Fuck, man, I know I'm going off on this tangent.
But here, let me continue it off of a slightly different path too. We're also now in a place where the failures are celebrated just as much as the successes, but in a completely different way. And it just it throws more negativity not only out into the world, but back at all the filmmakers all the people involved in the bad film, quote unquote, as if they didn't try their best, you know. Like, now who's to say why any given movie does not end up well? A lot of times it starts at the script, but that's not always the full reason as to why a movie is bad, you know. But you know, the fact that everyone revels in, see, I told you it was going to be shit. I was right. And here's why. And oh my God, dude, my absolute least favorite thing that has been given a microphone in today's society are the people crying woke. It's like the boy who cried wolf, but it's all the babies that cry woke.
I'm going to piggyback off of that.
Oh my God.
And
it's in 79, Ripley would have been Alien would have been woke.
And so would Linda Hamilton.
Like, Linda Hamilton.
For sure,
for
sure. And,
bullshit.
you know, I've tried to explain to my audience, and again, I have no dog in this fight. I'm not a culture war channel. So I don't have an invested interest in creating content that is, you know, one after the other, 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 about why you should despise and hate Kathleen Kennedy or Lucasfilm or Star Wars or Indiana Jones or whatever the case is, or Brie Larson, or whatever the case is. I have no dog in the fight. I've yet to see Indiana Jones. When I go and see it, if I think it's great, I'm going to tell you I thought it was great, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to break it down and tell you why it worked for me. Listen, this is coming from the unabashed Avatar fan. I love Avatar, and I couldn't give a frog's fat ass who doesn't like Avatar. I love Avatar, and I enjoyed The Way of Water, and that's not the popular hip thing to say. You know, Avatar is the thing, you know, that everybody loves to hate. But you're absolutely right. There is an invested interest from all these people. And then the thing that I don't understand is you cannot possibly have a movie is hated. It is hated with vitriol and disdain and hatred months before it ever gets released, months before there's ever a trailer, right? And maybe even years, the hatred train begins. And then how can you possibly walk into a movie after creating content that is so vile, that is part of that is hatred? Now, again, I don't mean hatred is in, but I mean like is
a lot of times it is that though.
Fair enough. But the identity of the channel is about again, it's culture war, right? You know, you look at how it's in politics, it's in entertainment as well. The culture war is in. How can you possibly walk into a movie? We'll take Indiana Jones, for example, because it's, you know, it's the big thing right now everybody's hating. How can you spend your life hating on this movie and then walk into it with any sense of objectivity? You can't. Don't fucking tell me you were like, oh, Kathleen Kennedy sucked. Fuck Jones. This was gonna happen. Fuck Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Woke. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna go see the movie today and leave my expectations at the door. Get the fuck out. Get out of here. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Here's a challenge. Any single person watching this, if you can find any single one of those types of channels where the person did exactly what Dave just said, hates on everything, if you can find one example of them ever coming out of that movie they pre-hated on, going like, you know what, I was wrong. It was actually
no, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
Never. There is not a single example that you can find.
And the reason, and again, we're not calling out anybody specific. I'm not trying to get into some sort of war with it. I'm speaking in a general sense.
I'll name names.
Oh, well,
I'll name names. Well,
but
I'll name names on your channel.
No, please don't. I don't want to get caught up in the culture war. But I will say, but I agree with you. And the reason why they can't or they don't is because they can't. Even if one of them walked out of Indiana Jones and personally to themselves thought, you know what, that actually wasn't that bad. That was actually, you know, it was kind of fun. I enjoyed that. Totally got what they were doing. Wasn't that bad. They cannot go on their channel and go, you know what? They can't, because they have a viewership. They have a viewer base that is relying on them to hate it. It's the groupthink, culture war, confirmation bias. That it's teams. It's exactly like politics, but it's in entertainment and the culture war. I'm not saying that they can't at all, but I've never seen it because they have an invested interest. What would that do to their fan base, their viewer base, if they came on and said, well, guys, you know what? Avatar: The Way of Water, fucking loved it. I was wrong. I thought it was so great. Like the effects were great and it was so much better and this and that. And you know, James Cameron, man, I mean, no, it's not very deep, of course, but you know what? It's pure cinema, pop culture, or, you know, popcorn entertainment. It's what we need right now. I had a lot of fun. They can't do that. Even if they felt that they can't, because they need to appeal to their base. Exactly.
Kills their own credibility. Even though if they did actually be honest about it, it would actually display growth. as a human being.
Sure.
And while that should be more valuable to the audience, it's not more valuable to their audience.
That's
so
right.
They have to continue to pander to that audience. And it's just, it's ridiculous. It's so funny because it's become, it should never have become this, but it's like sports now. It's like every movie, there's two teams to cheer for, success and failure.
Yeah.
And it's like that was not the case before the internet got all up in its own ass, so to speak.
It's because
people hoped it was going to be good, and then everyone was disappointed if it wasn't. The stars, the directors would like go quiet for a couple months, and then they'd come back with something else.
Well,
and that was it. It wasn't carried on for months how bad it was.
No, and
death, you know what I mean?
It's really it's growing exponentially too, because it's continuing to grow like this, especially over the last 10 years, but certainly 5 or 6 years, because it's becoming a business. This is a business now. And again, I'm not saying that I couldn't watch one of these channels and think to myself, you know what, I actually agree with that point. I actually agree with that. Oh, that's a good point. But it's very difficult. I mean, clearly there is a slant. There's no objectivity going on. Now, I'm not saying that they would, even claim that there is. I don't know. I don't know these people personally. I don't watch them, but I've seen enough thumbnails and I've clicked on enough over the years to get a sense of, of what this is. And in my mind, I'm thinking I don't know if they even realize it. Maybe they do, and maybe they don't care, but how on earth can I take you seriously? See, I got no dog in the fight. I'm not afraid to tell you that I loved Indiana Jones if I end up loving it. Mm-hmm. I'm not afraid to tell you that, because I have no fan base that's relying on me to hate it. Mm-hmm. I haven't built that up. It's why I can say to you, I didn't hate Halloween Ends. I didn't like Halloween Ends, but I like the Corey Cunningham story. I like that. I just wish it was in its own movie, like an anthology film or an anthology piece, because as I've often said, Halloween Ends was pretty good until Michael showed up, and it's like, what the fuck? But you see, I can say that because I don't care. I'm not making, tons of money off my hatred. Right? I don't care. And that's not me saying I loved Halloween Ends. It's just me going, you know what? I like that, but I didn't like that. I can do that. I can do that. But these channels have been like, fuck, Kathleen Kennedy is dog shit and this and all this. That's all dog shit. Fucking all this.
And that's the funny thing. That's probably a I don't know about substantial, but it is a contingent of your haters. It's those people that you won't please by just doing what they want you to do and saying what they want you to say about something.
Right. That's right.
You're willing to give your actual thoughts. You're willing to say, I'm okay with this. Whatever. It's the same with me too. Like, I don't get the hate that you get. Yeah. But I am unafraid to be like, no, I enjoyed it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't get as bothered by CG creatures as people do. I loved The Boogeyman recently, right? I thought it was a really fun time. I jumped, I screamed it a couple of times. Like, it was very effective for me. And yet there's a whole slew of people like, this movie's dog shit because CGI creature. And it's like, well, but no, you see, this is actually have a creature do what this fucking thing does in the movie.
You have to. So again, I haven't seen Indiana Jones yet. Okay. But I will just say, now I know a lot about it because I've been reading a lot about it. I've been watching the interviews with James Mangold and Harrison Ford and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of and this is just me, a lot of the negative reviews that I am reading about The Dial of Destiny, there are many things that I've read where I've been like, well, but that's your expectation. You're not critiquing the movie. It's a story about an older Indiana Jones, and it's not as good as, it's not as good as Raiders. And I sit there and I think that's like going to see AC/DC now and saying, well, it's no Back in Black. It's like, well, it can't be. It's not. He's 80. So when I hear James Mangold speak and Harrison Ford speak, this is a story about, now again, I'm not here to change anybody's mind. If you didn't like it, didn't work for you, that's totally fair. But again, this is coming from somebody who's yet to see it. I may jump on that, I don't know, train when I see it. But from what I'm hearing, I'm like, well, I have to judge the movie based on that this is a story about an older Indiana Jones, about somebody who is going through, you know, a separation and losing his son and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And he's at it. He's not where we last saw him at the end of Kingdom, you know, married and happy. He's here. Now, maybe you can think to yourself, oh, I'm sick of Hollywood doing these. They're all, that's fair. And maybe it didn't work for you, but does this movie work based on what in my opinion, I have to judge the movie on its own merits. I have to critique, think about it. Is this working? The story they are wanting to tell, is it working? Of course, I would love 44-year-old Harrison Ford romping down and he looks younger and he's there and he's this and he's that. And so those old Indiana Jones, but that's not the story they're telling. Right? So I feel that a lot of the reviews, I'm like, you're just talking about what it's not the 80s, man.
I'll tell you what it is, dude. It's staggering the amount of people that review movies based on what they aren't,
right,
versus what they are.
Correct.
Like that, it's whatever their stupid I don't know, forgive me. Like their expectations aren't stupid.
No,
people have expectations.
No, of course.
I'm correcting myself because I was going to say stupid expectations. The expectations aren't stupid. Everyone has expectations. Everyone has hopes. Yeah. But you can't judge a movie based on what you were hoping it would be and it not being that thing. You didn't make the movie. You have to judge it based on what it is.
Right.
And now that's where the critiques that are like talking about, okay, I get it was 80-year-old Indiana Jones. That's not the problem I had. I had a problem with a choice they made with a character in the third act. You know, I had a problem with this.
That's
I had
fair.
a problem with the CGI on the young face of Harrison Ford.
Right.
Like, okay, fine. You can have all that. Again, I don't have a lot of issues with CG that people do. So I didn't bump into that even once myself. So and maybe those that have seen Indy and hated the CG are now worried about the VFX and your nightmare. But just because Cecil's got an easy bar to clear.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
there's no compositing. It's just green screen.
Yeah. Those reviews where they're not talking about what it wasn't, they're talking about what it was and why that didn't work for them.
Right.
That's just not, it doesn't feel like that's the majority of reviews anymore, though.
No,
it feels like that's like 30% and it's 70% the other shit.
It's because there are two, and again, and I say these things, and these are the things that get me in trouble sometimes. People think, oh, you're so pretentious. But I'm not trying to sound that way. And I'm not claiming to be the world's foremost expert in this area. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying because of the ease of access to information and movies and online punditry, there's a lot of fucking people with a lot of influence that have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's a lot of people, that don't know how to critique a movie. Or that will give an opinion. I'm like, well, that's your opinion based on your expectation. Yeah. That's not really about.
They don't break it down on a more micro level, right? They stay at a very macro level,
a very surface level,
exactly,
sort of
puddle
thing.
Puddle deep.
And these are people, and listen, sometimes there are reviews I will read from people that are Rotten Tomatoes certified. I'm like, yeah, this is clearly somebody who understands storytelling, that understands the filmmaking process. Maybe they even have made a movie or two. Maybe they went to school. I don't know. But just reading their review, I'm like, this is a good review. This is a really good critique of what worked and what didn't for them. Again, it's all art. It's art, right? So even a movie that's hated by most might work for you, and you're not wrong. If it worked for you, it worked for you, and that's totally fair and valid. But I think there's too many people. I will often read reviews or headlines of reviews, and I'll start to read a review, and I'm like, what is Billy Bob Snort blog doing having Rotten Tomatoes crap? I'm like what? And I read it and I'm like, this is like with all due respect, again, this sounds so pretentious, and I do not mean it to sound this way. Sincerely, I don't. But I read it and I'm just like, it's like a kid wrote that. What is this? And you have influence on the rating. And I'm like, this is just you upset that you think it's woke, or it's you upset that indie's old, and or it's you. I'm like, well, this is you're not telling me anything about the movie. You're just, and it's like, why?
Yeah, they shouldn't have done this. Indie's too old. They shouldn't have done this. They shouldn't have done that.
Right, they shouldn't have done this. They shouldn't have done this. Or
but they did.
But they did.
Talk about what they did do.
Right. And what is the story they're telling? It's not Raiders. It can't be. He's 80. Why do you think they chose to tell the story? Harrison Ford, there's great interviews with Harrison Ford. And if you want to blame anybody, blame Ford. He said, I wanted to do another one. I'm paraphrasing. I wanted to do another one. I didn't want to leave it with Skull. He said, I wanted to do another one, but I'm 80. He didn't, but I'm older now, he said. And I wanted to tell that story. I wanted to tell a story about an aging hero at sunset. We've never seen him like that. He's always been so with it and so there and this. Now, maybe you don't want that. Maybe you're like, Hollywood's always doing that. Fine. But you got to judge the movie based on that. Did they execute that well? Did they, tell a really cool story well based on that? Get into the weeds of that. Talk about that. Talk about the script, the structure. Did it work? Did you buy into it? Like all that kind of stuff. That and I said this 3 weeks ago when I uploaded a video talking about this. I said, if I can walk into this movie, into Indiana Jones, I've yet to do it, and I'll tell you if I think it's shit, I will. But if I know he's my favorite actor, but I'll tell you if I think it's shit. But I said 3 weeks ago in a video, if I can walk in and walk out going, you know what? I had a good time. That was fun. Because in my mind, I'm going to see Harrison Ford at 80. Yeah. So I know the story I'm telling, or I'm telling, that they're telling, and I treat it like I'm going to see like an aging legendary band one last time in their farewell tour. I know I'm not going to get Brian Johnson and Angus Young from Back in Black. It's not going to happen. It can't happen. Brian Johnson can't hit those notes anymore. He's got to come in a few octaves lower. So Thunderstruck isn't going to be Thunderstruck. It might be Thunderstruck. Might be a bit lower. It can't be. So you got to judge the concert based on, did you have a good time? Great. Did they put on a good show? They're always known to putting on, good shows. Great. Did you get the t-shirt? Sure. Why are you going? Why are you going to see Indiana Jones? You're going because he's legendary. You're going because it's Harrison Ford, one of the last great movie stars, in one of his iconic roles. You're going for just that smile and just that, there he is. And you hope for a good show. And if you can leave going, you know what? That was all right. It's not as good as the original 3, but who the fuck thinks it's going to be?
And let me share a secret with everyone too. Let me share one little secret.
I got really high there.
A little bit. Yeah, your mic cut out.
I'm going crazy.
This is the secret. Okay, not every movie has to be for you. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. There's romantic comedies that aren't your bag. Yeah. There's, like, this was made for a group of people that, if you're 60 or above, you love this movie. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and why can't we have a movie for them every now and again? You know what I mean? Like, it's the crowd that grew up with Indiana Jones. Everyone considers the last good Indiana Jones The Last Crusade. That was in 1989.
Yeah.
That wasn't even the 90s.
No,
you know what I mean? They're not aiming for the majority of the audience with this one. I feel like, it's not. Let the people that had indie growing up have the indie that's their age.
It perplexes me to read reviews from people who make a very poignant point on one of the main reasons they didn't like it is because it didn't have the magic of the original trilogy in their opinion. And, Indy's older and he's grumpier. That's the point. That's the story they're telling. Why would you think that it was going to be, he's 80. Like, who goes into this movie thinking, like, I don't know. It's perplexing to me that's your litmus test. That's your bar, that it's got to be Raiders or it's shit. And it's like, did they tell a good story? And now I guess that might hinder your ability to think whether they did or not, and then everything just falls apart from there. That's fair. And like I said, it's art. If it worked for you, great. If it didn't, that's fair. But just when I read these reviews, and I've been doing my best to stay away from major spoilers, although it's been hard, I see a pattern, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I see a pattern that I see not just in the indie movies, but of course, or in this new one, but in a lot of films. I see a pattern, and that pattern that we've been talking about here, where I'm like, well, this isn't really not really critique. This isn't really a critique. It's just these were my expectations, and that's why I tell people to not pay attention to Rotten Tomatoes. To use it as a gauge, perhaps a gauge, but Rotten Tomatoes. There's definitely people on there that know what they're talking about, and there's a lot of people on there that are like sophomore high school level review shit, and I'm just like, and you got to pick a side. Either Rotten Tomatoes matters to you or it doesn't. You can't be like, whoa, yeah, look at that. Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible, 97% Rotten Tomatoes. Hey, on Rotten Tomatoes, did you know that Rotten Tomatoes, 97%? Hey, Rotten Tomatoes, 97%. And then go, wow. And then there's something else where you're like, well, Rotten Tomatoes doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Fuck that shit. No, it either matters to you or it doesn't. Pick a side, man. You can't cherry pick, because then I can't take you seriously. I can't take you seriously when you do that, and I'll give you one more example. I know we've been going off on we did see the super chats, by the way. We will get to them, but Cecil and I, after midnight, this is what we do, even though it's not after midnight. But so somebody sent me a link. Okay. I forget what the channel was, but they sent me a link. This is a week or two ago, and it was a link to a channel. I think he's a culture war channel, because I just got that. I'd never heard of him, but I got that sense of the sort of, the thumbnails, right? And again, I don't know the guy. Could be an awesome dude, and maybe if I watch a lot of his shit, I might be like, I actually kind of agree with that. Who knows, right? I have no idea. But it was just this one link. Somebody said, Dave, have you seen this? They're blaming, or no, they sent me a link that said, Dave, did you see? It was a DM on Facebook. Did you see that Steven Spielberg completely, what would they say? Completely annihilated or owned or whatever, or wrecked Kathleen Kennedy or something at the LA premiere of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm thinking, holy shit, is this thing going to be on like Twitter? Is this thing going to be trending? Like, I'm thinking, what the fuck, right? So I click on the link and it brought me to this video where this guy was breaking down a video that somebody shot on their phone at the LA premiere of the Dial of Destiny.
Okay.
And they were in the audience and they're shooting the stage. And at premieres, for those of you that don't know, often at premieres, you will have the cast come up on stage, say a thank you. Hey, everybody, thanks for being here, blah, 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 whatever, right? And that happened, of course. Everybody's on stage. And then most of the cast left the stage, and left on the stage was George Lucas, Frank Marshall, Kathleen Kennedy, Steven Spielberg, James Mangold, and Harrison Ford. Quite the fucking legendary, you know what I mean? And so they're up there, and Steven Spielberg takes the microphone and he says, now I actually, what's funny about this is I actually watched this video earlier in the day or the day before I received this DM from this viewer of mine. So when I watched it, not the video of this person breaking it down, but the video from somewhere else, right? I'd actually seen, the cell phone footage. And I remember thinking, I don't remember Steven Spielberg like dissing Kathleen. Like, what? Well, this is going to be interesting. Did I completely miss something? So I'm watching it, and Steven Spielberg says, I'm paraphrasing, but he says, well, folks, I just want to say, before we let you watch the movie, there are three people that if it wasn't for these three people, Indiana Jones wouldn't, you know what I mean? He says, obviously the man who created Indiana Jones, Mr. George Lucas, everybody, yay, George Lucas, yay, George, everybody's like, ah, yeah. And then he's like, and of course, the man who is Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, everybody, yeah, Harrison Ford, woo, And then he goes, and of course, the thread that is the glue that is woven through all 5 movies, ladies and gentlemen, the maestro himself, Mr. John Williams, yeah! And the curtain goes up behind them, and there is John Williams with like a full orchestra, and everyone's like, oh my God, he's gonna play some music, woo! And of course, da, 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 da. And I'm like, well, where's I don't get it. So this guy had said, well, if you pay close attention, after Steven Spielberg, and I'm going to get to my point here in a second. It's I know I'm getting to a whole thing, but it's the point. It's basically the point about what you and I are talking about. He says, if you pay close attention, when Steven Spielberg says, and the glue that John Williams, Kathleen Kennedy doesn't clap. She clapped for George Lucas. She clapped for Harrison Ford, but she doesn't clap for John Williams, which this person was deciphering and saying, so what this means is that Steven Spielberg completely dissed Kathleen Kennedy and didn't say her at all. And even though she's been there from the beginning, and whoa, isn't that wild? And of course, it's now people are picking it up. Channels with they're picking it up now and they're running with it. And I watched this and I almost did a video myself. But again, I don't want to get caught up in the culture war. But I will talk about it here because I've calmed down from seeing it. I was like losing my mind because I'm like, again, lack of nuance, because I watched the video and this is the kind of nonsense, fabricated, it's just, there's no merit to this whatsoever. Number one, you know who else didn't clap? George Lucas. You know who else didn't clap? Steven Spielberg. Now, he had a microphone in his hand, but usually when people have a microphone in their hand, they clap, they mime it, right? Yeah, they'll do this, so it's not like boom, 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 they do that. Spielberg didn't do that. Lucas didn't clap at all. It's his buddy Johnny Williams. Lucas didn't clap, right? Not at all. And you would think that if there was some ruse to diss Kathleen Kennedy, this would have been the moment that Lucas would have got back and been like, yeah, John Williams. Yeah, take that, bitch. Yeah. No. First of all, these things are, Kathleen Kennedy knew John Williams' name was going to be announced because he was behind the fucking curtain. And before they went out onto stage, she was probably talking to him for 5 minutes. There was no dissing of Kathleen Kennedy here. Listen, I know you hate Kathleen Kennedy. I know you think she ruined Star Wars. And listen, there's definitely a lot of evidence to think that maybe she's, I totally get it. I get it. But let's not make fucking shit up for the sake of content. It doesn't look, that's not what's happening there. There was no surprise. It's not like she was like, oh God, I thought he was going to call my name and it's John Williams' name. Well, I'm not going to clap. That's not what happened. Well, why didn't she clap? I don't know. Why didn't Lucas clap? Why didn't Spielberg? Probably because as soon as he said it, the curtain, like literally the curtain started to rise as soon as he finished. She probably got caught up in the thing and just was like, okay, George, come on, everybody, let's get off stage. That's all it was. There's nothing going on there. And it's like it's so frustrating. I see shit like that and the comments are like, yeah, that's right. Whoa, what a diss. I'm like, no, you fucking idiots. That's not what's going on. That's not what's happening. Stop it.
Dude,
God.
The peak was to me when that whole sub disaster was going on. Those same fucking people were making videos saying that it happened because the guy that built it was woke and refused to hire any white old scientists.
Oh, come on, man.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
come
I want to punch myself in the nuts. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Is there a, I don't say problem, but is there a thing? Well, I'm trying to be diplomatic about this. Is there a thing right now in certain areas of Hollywood and wokeness and pushing? Of course, sure. Yes, absolutely. I'm not here to deny that woke doesn't exist, but not everything is woke. And the problem is you have people that don't know their fucking asses from their elbows and they just glom on to buzzwords and they toss the word around because they've watched a video, got fired up, like I'm getting fired up here. They've gotten fired up by watching their favorite culture war, person, and they glom onto the buzzwords and then they see two gay guys in a movie and go, woke! It's like, no. No, you can't. If everything is woke, nothing's woke. You know what I mean? And it's just, I agree with you. It's like, and that's where, so you can understand, that's where nuance comes in. And the fact that we have there is a war, and I've been talking about this for years. You go back and watch, vids I've done from like 2017, 18. I mentioned even then there is a war on nuance. It's coming, it's happening, because nobody can decipher anything. They don't want to think. They just they don't want to. It's awful, man. It's awful, and I'm somebody that is all about that. Because things are not black and white. Very rarely is something black and white. So anyway, I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but
I hear you.
That thing that I saw, I'm like, Kathleen, Steven Spielberg didn't diss Kathleen. They knew William. She knew he was going to say John Williams' name. That's why he was behind the curtain. It's not like, oh, John's behind there. I didn't even know that. Yeah, everybody knew that.
What?
Yeah, what? They rehearsed it that afternoon, I have no doubt. These things are not shot from the hip at premieres, for goodness sake. So anyway, it's that kind of stuff where I'm like, is that the bottom of the barrel? Like, is that like, I know you hate her, but when we start making shit up, I can't take you seriously. I just can't.
No, I agree.
Anyway.
So I know a couple of super chats came in.
They did. Yeah, I'm going to get them.
I got to run downstairs and say goodbye to my kid before he heads off for the night.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. No worries.
Minutes.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm fired up tonight, folks.
It was. The whole chat was like, damn.
I know. I'm fired up. It's not showing. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can go into the other thing. It's just things like that always, I think what it bothers me because because it's so obviously disingenuous. And again, I don't know who the individual was that was breaking it down. He seemed like a nice guy. He didn't I had no issues with him personally. I didn't think he was a dick or anything. It felt like he was really reaching, but again, when you're part of that culture war, you've got to create content. You have viewers that rely on you to create that kind of content. And that's not to say that, again, there aren't really good points maybe some of these people make, right? I could watch some of the shit and go, yeah, that's actually a really good point. That's really true. That's a good point. I just feel that when you get caught up and you make an identity for yourself, that you are part of this, and that is all you do on your channel. It's just a catalog of all this stuff. How can you be objective? Like when you hate on a movie, and I'm not saying everybody's hating, but I'm just saying I'm using those words to kind of paint a picture. But when you are, talking unfavorably, hating on a movie for so long, how can I expect you to go in objective? That makes no sense. Imagine if I was hating on Halloween 18 for a year before it came out. It's gonna suck. And I did video after video after video after video after video about how Halloween 18 was going to suck. How could you trust my opinion? How could you trust my thoughts when the movie finally does come out? You can't. You can't, right? It's that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh man, I can't even imagine. All power to them, all power to them. But I just can't imagine getting caught up in that stuff. Like it's all you do. And when it gets like really bad, like, creating things that just not at all, just for the sake of views, I think is, I think it's just shit. In my opinion. Sweet tea. The tea is sweet tonight. Sends in $10. Says, for the channel, my friends, be safe too. Thank you very much. Taylor Paulson sends in $5. Says, it's my birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Taylor. Happy birthday. Says, love what you do, man. I will always be a fan and supporter of the channel. Have been for the last 5 years. Ain't gonna stop now. Awesome, Taylor. Great to have you here. Great to have you here, Taylor. And thank you very much for the $5. Appreciate it. Da Bears Live 96 sends in $9.99 and says, I would say that there is a clear formula a lot of these movies are taking that people are getting tired of, especially with established characters' IPs. Love the discussion. See y'all tomorrow. I think there's merit in that. I think there's definitely merit in that for sure. For sure. But a good story, I will say this. I think there's definitely merit in that. But a good story is a good story. And again, I haven't seen Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I could go see it, walk away, and be like, that was a pile of shit. And I'll tell you, like, if I think it's a pile of shit, I'm going to tell you it's a pile of shit. But every review I've read, not every review, but a lot of the reviews I've read for the Dial of Destiny are it really can be whittled down to it's not like the old, he's old, he's disgruntled, it's about an old, and it's like, but that is the movie. Now, maybe that's not what you want, and that's fair. That's totally fair. But that in and of itself doesn't make it a bad movie. See, and that's where you have to have the ability to decipher that, to judge a movie based on its own merits of the story they are telling. Did they succeed at telling this story? And I think that's why you are seeing a lot of response from the general public as really positive. People like, there's a lot of people that I've been reading on Twitter, not movie reviewers that don't have, people they need to please in terms of their, expectations. But just, John Doe, Jane Doe movie public have gone to see Indiana Jones, and you're seeing a lot of people going, I just thought it was really good. It was a lot of fun, because I think they don't live in that world. They don't live thinking about it, breathing it. They don't have to run home and do a video about how much they loved it or how much they hated it. So I feel that it's a little more objective in that sense. There is no, I don't want to say agenda, but there is no expectation from people that they have to run home. And again, that doesn't mean that everybody who reviews it negatively, again, this is where nuance comes in, right? I'm not saying everybody is like that. I'm just speaking generally. Generally speaking, I've seen patterns in a lot of the more larger channels that have quite the reach that it's difficult for me to take them seriously when every video you do is hating on a movie before it's come out, and then you do 10 videos after it comes out hating. Well, no shit, of course you hated it. What a shock. What a shock. So it's just, I don't know what that is. And if they were to watch, I'm too small of a channel for them to give a shit about, but I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, it just feels dirty to me. I'm all for reviewing a movie you didn't like, that you thought was dog shit. Absolutely 100%. I've done it here on the channel talking about Resurrection and Halloween Kills, whatever the case is. That's fair. But when I look at your catalog of videos and you're hating on a movie long before it ever comes out, I don't understand how people can trust their opinions when the movie does go, like, objectively. Of course they're gonna, because their minds are made up, so it's I don't know, it's a funky time. And again, that's not me saying that we should just accept shit, that we should lower our expectations and just accept stuff that really is shitty. And I'm not here to say that they genuinely don't feel that way. Maybe there's some of them that really do feel that way. But when you spend so long convincing yourself you're going to hate it, how can you walk into a movie giving yourself the opportunity to love it? You just can't, you can't. Psychologically, you can't. I don't believe anybody who hates on a movie for a year who says, I'm leaving my expectations at the door. Shut up. No, you can't. You can't at all. So it's such a weird thing. And it's very much, it is that groupthink confirmation bias, right? I mean, that's what's sort of happening there. They would probably say no. They would, again, I'm too small of a channel for them to give a shit about, thank goodness. But they, it's a job, right? It's like politics. So I don't know. Again, just so people are clear, I am not saying we should accept bad movies and just love everything. I just think that we should, watch a movie before we've made up our mind. Josh McKenna sends in $1.99 and says, I saw Sean Sullivan was cast as Sam's dad. Yes, Sean Sullivan, who, of course, played the older number 5 in Umbrella Academy. He was in Wayne's World and Back to the Future Part 3. He's married to Lynn Griffin, by the way. He's married to Lynn Griffin. So they've been married for 30 years, I think now, or close to it. Yes, he was cast as Sam's dad in Billy Chapter 2. Not a big role, it's a small role, but he has been cast. And there's one other individual we are in the process of casting now. We have to have that finalized before we submit to the union. So we're kind of trying to get that. The month of July is, well, Cecil knows. The month of July is paperwork. Oh my God, how much paperwork is there? Oh my God, all this paperwork. It says all. That's where we are right now.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
anyway,
just so you know, I'm gonna have I do have a flyer for the table that will link people to your campaign and your
amazing
YouTube channel. So
oh yeah, by the way, shameless plug, the It's Me Billy Chapter 2 campaign is in demand now. So again, we can raise a little more money. That helps. Trust me. Trust me. It will definitely help.
We still have some post-production we gotta pay for.
That's true too. There are fees we have to pay for. But yeah, no, it's in demand. Cecil's Dylan's New Nightmare is in demand, of course, as well. But
and Dix's Never Hike Alone 2 is in demand too.
That's true. That is true. Absolutely. No, absolutely.
So
yeah,
we're
all in demand.
A chance to contribute to any and or all of the campaigns this weekend.
That's true. Yeah. No,
everyone's going to be there. So
yeah, I'm very excited that we were able to get it in demand, which is great. So it will sit there. So yeah, feel free to spread the word, folks. Really appreciate it. That's what she said, says, Jesus, Dave. I looked away from the screen and thought someone was attacking you. I was attacking myself. Yeah, let me see. I think I've got all the super chats so far.
Question is when, let's see. When is the music video for DNN? You guys will definitely kill it. Best of luck. Thank you very much. There actually is a music video that we've made. We've seen the first cut, but there's still some things we want to adjust for it. So yeah, one of the songs that's featured in the movie, we did make a music video for. So that'll likely be dropping in between this advanced premiere and the official. Excuse me. Oh man, I bored myself with that answer. No, it'll probably be dropping between this advanced premiere and the actual release towards the end of August. So but I appreciate the kind words, Chester. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a fun music video.
Should we I don't know, should we show the fans here a picture that has never been seen before?
Oh yeah,
or, I don't know.
Go for it.
Should I text you a picture that maybe?
Yeah, if you want.
I'll send you an image. I'll get your approval.
Okay. All right.
See if you think it'd be a BTS.
I'm down to
image.
share a couple things right now.
It'd be a BT because I'm thinking, because listen, there's gonna be a lot of me online after tomorrow.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, I'm with it.
Let me. I'm gonna. Okay, there's one that I think is really cool. What do you guys say in the chat? Okay, if we get $100 in super chats, what? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh God, here we go.
I'm just kidding. Come on, everybody!
YouTuber Dave kicking in.
Oh God, yeah, fucking car salesman Dave kicking in.
No, you guys want to see maybe a couple of one or two behind the scenes things?
Hang on a second.
Good time.
Hang on.
Show it. Yes, show us. Says Sweet Tea.
Oh, show it. Okay.
Click Symmetry says, let's see it.
Okay, one second.
Dave, it sounds like they're asking to see your dick. I'll be honest with you.
Well,
the uninitiated are going to come in and see these comments and be like, show it, Dave, show it.
You could, my OnlyFans or, hang on, I'm scrolling back.
Field of Screams podcast. That's a good podcast name.
Okay, so, there's two that I think I could show. There's that one.
Show it, says Harry. Oh yeah. Palpatine's voice. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
There's that one, and then there's I sent it to you. Oh,
you're sharing
Twitter.
it to the tweets. Okay.
Yeah, well, just to get your approval, just to see if you're okay with
it. Whip it out. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
that's a good one. And then there's hang on.
I mean, the background ain't the best, but it's still a cool behind the scenes shot.
It's BTS.
Is it literally the dude? The context of what you're standing in front of is so fucked.
I know. Well, it's just
the ladies' restroom. I'm gonna go in here.
I was waiting for Nancy.
That's too funny, bro.
I was
That's
waiting
too
I was
funny.
waiting for Nancy.
These bitches always take forever.
That's it. That's it. Fuck, hang on. I'm trying to and then there's that one, and then there's fuck, where is it? Hang on, I'm trying to get to okay, hang on, it's coming up. I think it's coming up.
Is there any more Blu-rays left for Dylan's New Nightmare? Absolutely, Lee. You can go and get yourself a Blu-ray if you just Google the Dylan's New Nightmare Finishing Funds campaign. Let me get you the campaign link and I'll drop it in the chat if it can get approved. But yeah, there's Blu-rays left. There's all kind of cool posters and other perks on there.
Those two. What about those two?
Yeah, I love that second one.
Yeah,
that second one's in the almost ruined that, but yeah, that second one I liked as well. Okay. I don't think I had that first one. Otherwise, we might have used that too.
Really?
Maybe.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay. Let me. Okay. Fuck it. Hang on.
Is it okay if I drop the IGG link in the chat?
Yeah. Yeah. No, go right ahead.
All right, guys. There you go. There's the link to the Dylan's New Nightmare campaign. Go ahead and crap it. What the fuck? Go ahead and click it. Go ahead and crap it. Oh my God. I'm like reading chat and talking at the same time.
Crap it.
Just bought one myself. Thank you, Jay. All right. One thing I want to do, just in case anyone started this stream during my awkward sentence and has made it this far.
I don't even know what you said.
You didn't? So what I said was, tomorrow I plan to be drunk enough to start pointing out doorways, just so you know.
Oh, well, that's an inside joke.
Yeah, I know. I didn't think the whole audience would hear it. Like,
that's funny.
So, yeah, the story behind that is that we've told it, I think, once before, either on your channel or mine, but when we were shooting Dylan's New Nightmare, I had, everyone was having, not everyone, but a lot of people were having some drinks after the shoot. And I had a few, and at one point I was drunk enough that I decided to start telling Dave a story about the doorway that we were both looking at. And I don't remember exactly what the story was. I think, in fact, I if I recall Dave's story correctly, he said that I caught myself, and I was like, you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I need to go to bed.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was. Sorry about that. I covered you up there for a minute. Okay.
Oh, no worries.
Here's picture number one.
Oh shit.
Putting it up. There you go. Never before seen. This is exclusive. Never before seen anywhere. Never before seen anywhere. I'm going to cover my mug.
I'm trying to. I don't. it's not popped up on the thing.
It will. There it will in a
Damn.
moment. Never before seen.
Okay, there you go.
What do you think, folks?
Let's go. Let's go.
Before.
Let's see some reactions.
That's me waiting for Nancy to come out of the bathroom.
And that's not a darkened front tooth.
No, that's my chipped tooth.
Are there Dylan's New Nightmare thongs? No, there are not. But I mean, look, all kinds of perks can be made. So reach out to me in an email.
That's it. That's it.
That makeup looks awesome. That looks dope. We got a wow. We got looks pretty cool. Field of Screams is underwhelmed. That's pretty cool.
It's all right. It's all right.
It'd be great if it wasn't fucking Dave McRae underneath it.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
But seriously, guys, tell me, look at that. Every one of you watching, all 129 people watching right now, look at that and tell me where you see Dave McRae in there. Tell me. Is it the eyes? No. Is it the mouth? Nuh-uh. Ears? Absolutely not. Like, where do you see it? You can't see Dave in this at all. No. So yeah, let's give proper credit. The special makeup effects was Nora Hewitt, and the prosthetic sculpt was Mikey Rotella. So proper shout out. Yeah, lots of amazing. Yes. Dave, you look constipated. I mean, Freddy has BMs too. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
For sure. You know, he's got it. So then the other one I'll bring up here. is this one. This is not outside of the bathroom. This is on the soundstage, but
I
BTS
don't
again.
see Dave. I don't see Dave at all. Maybe the head tilt, they said.
There you go.
All right. That hat. Oh my God. Yeah, we did great with the hat. Well, I should say Courtney, our costume designer, did great with the hat.
There you go. There's the second one.
Oh shit, here goes. Yeah, Dave is gone, says Wayne. Look at that. Look at that shit. Oh, yeah, I guess we technically haven't fully revealed that one aspect yet.
Whatever.
But there you go. Dave's audience gets to see a little bit more than the trailer audience has seen.
It'll be revealed tomorrow. So
that's that's true. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's true. That's true. Reminds me of New Nightmare. Oh, well, what do you know?
Great.
Ryan, just to answer your question real quick while people are soaking this in, what are your thoughts on pro wrestling? I watched pro wrestling for about 3 years in the WCW era, with the NWO and the Wolfpack. I was a Wolfpack guy. I loved Sting, and I followed Goldberg for about 3 years, and then I stopped watching wrestling altogether. So, but it was fun. Like, I loved the pageantry and the stories that actually went into it. I had a good time with it, so I don't begrudge any wrestling lover by any stretch. Whoa, wait, is that Robert Loggia? The gold-plated glove. It's not a gold-plated glove. It's just the lighting there. The coat is a nice touch. Thank you. Looks effing great. Epic picture. Wow, looks great. The glove looks awesome. See, people are loving the glove now, where they were all like, not they were all, but a lot of people reacted to the teaser trailer glove like, why would they use the remake glove? It's like, bitch, it's not the remake.
It's not the remake glove.
You just can't see it yet. That's amazing. Can't wait to see Dave as Freddy. I mean, look at that, you guys. Look at that posture. Dave knows what to do when it comes to Freddy. Look at that shit. That's exactly what Robert would have done. And I mean,
that Dave guy does.
I defy anyone to tell me where they spot Dave in this makeup. Like, it's just, you're gone. You're completely gone.
Yeah.
I love it. I have faith. No worry. Glove is badass. Glove looks badass. Guys, the glove is a perk. You can get yourself one of those gloves. If you're a Freddy collector and you want one of our gloves, they are available. And that campaign is the only place you can get one of those gloves. My glove maker is the only one that can make that glove. He knows how. He has the template for it at this point, and it's badass. Yeah, that's such a good picture.
It is. It is.
Love it. Will there be a third trailer? No, Savannah, no third trailer. Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
No. I was just going to say that. Yeah, I really like the photo as well. Yeah. Do you have any that you want to share?
Yeah, I can do that. Actually,
you can send them to me via Twitter, and then I'll put them up.
All right, I can do that. Yeah, let me have some fun and choose some here.
Yeah, this is on the soundstage. We hadn't started shooting yet. I just walked on, and I was just doing my thing, playing around, getting into character, and I know I don't
Would they be interested to maybe hear a track or two from the score?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Sure. If you want to send
I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just thinking out loud.
Play it.
I have a YouTube link I can send you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's
an unlisted one.
That's true.
But yeah, let me look up some video or some pictures first here. But yeah, I mean, that is an option if we wanted to. Let's see. That was a pretty fun one. That was a really... Yeah, I had that same picture you had right there. I actually quite like this one. All right, let me I'm just going to send a few through to you, and you can decide which ones you want to share and whatnots is.
Okay.
We could play one of the songs with words that no one has heard yet. That might be fun.
Are you did you send it to me? You
I
do.
can't. Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me send you a couple things. Well, I was trying to get you the picture first, but I can't. I'm trying to remember where I put all the pictures.
All right.
Okay, BTS photos. Here we go. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
It's bigger.
Pretty cool stuff indeed, folks. Super chat comes in from Michael Dammit, sends in $10. Thanks, Michael. Says, Dave, when will you let us know the conscious effort you said you knowingly made at one point in filming? I'm not sure what you mean, Michael. Can you elaborate? You mean filming Dylan's New Nightmare, filming Billy 2, or Billy 1, or about to film Billy 2, which I'm not quite sure what you mean specifically. If you could elaborate, that would be great, and I'll be happy to answer it. Warren Armour says, how is Bruce, Dave? Thanks. Bruce is good. Bruce is good. He's probably at home right now with his wife and kids.
Okay.
Sweet Tea sends in another one. Thank you, Sweet Tea. The tea is sweet enough. Says, I see a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 for sure. Great. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, I have that. I should bring up that side by side.
Okay. I got the number of 1. There's 1.
Fuck, I don't know how to get it.
I'll just keep filtering them to you.
Okay. Want me to play it? All right.
That was a cool one.
All right. Okay, so this is a track from the. No, this is.
Oh no, I was sending you. I was starting with the pictures. Sorry.
All right. Yep. No problem. Oh, I have never seen this picture. This is good.
I know there's a few you probably haven't.
This is great. There's lots I haven't. This is very nice, Cecil. Thank you. Okay. Oh, why is it? I'm gonna have to. Hang on. I have to rename it because it's coming through as a. That should do it.
Story about that.
No, no worries. Okay, so these are. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Second. Hang on a sec. I'm gonna do this and this. I just have to rename it. It's okay, I'll do that and then just put.
Sorry, everybody.
Sorry about this, everybody. Oh, try again. What? Why is that not? The second one I'm having trouble opening.
Oh, really? Okay. I'll send you a few more.
Maybe you can send. Weird.
Those were different ones than the main ones that were sent.
Okay.
So, that was just some off of people's phones.
Yeah, it's not allowing me to change it. The
There's
first one you sent, I changed. I'll show that
You'll
one.
you'll like this one.
All right, I'll show this other one. This is just me getting fitted. Was this the first day?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, getting fitted for the outfit. Yes, it is because it's before I had my way with the hat. The hat is all sort of just like flat, and I shape. I'm very proud of that hat. Not but it's before I had a chance to shape it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, look at you.
I told you there's some good ones.
Yeah, I've seen this one too. Yeah, let me just download that.
I love this one. This one is so disturbing to me.
Which one?
The very most recent one I just put in.
Oh, yeah. That's good. All right. Okay, you sure you want to show all these, eh?
I'm just sending you one. You don't have to.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll show a few. Yeah,
I'll give you your discretion.
All right. I'll show a few here. Okay. And then
I'm trying to show stuff that's not revealing movie bits. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah. Thanks for your patience, folks, while we navigate this here.
It'll be worth it, guys.
Yeah. I just, okay. Now I got to go over here. Okay, one sec. Sorry, I just have to rename this. Oh, Christ. Sorry. This is such an exciting stream.
I know.
It's like watching grass grow. Okay, that's a good one. Let me show that one. I like that one a lot. Oh yeah, I forgot I have a fucking picture up too. No one could see us. All right. There we go.
Like, we're just watching a picture right now?
What's going on, man? What the fuck's happening? This is a cool image of myself and Nora. I really like this shot.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's a great one. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. I like
Oh, wait,
that.
hang on. It was pulled off to the side, I think.
Nope.
I'm looking at the stream right now, but I did come in late to it. Oh, there you go. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
There's you dragged it off to the side, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I dragged it over to make room for
Gotcha.
That's a cool image. This is what does she have in her? Oh, she's got
like
paintbrushes
in her hat.
I thought she had like it's a good to I'm sure it's not the first time she's done that.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah. But that's yeah, I don't know. I think she was probably just blackening up my teeth, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's what it does look like.
Yeah. Just to make more room for that. Let me get another one here.
All right, so that is the mashup song I just sent in case you wanted to do that. Otherwise, I would say we could share this. We could share this song from the score.
There's that one on screen now. BTS behind the scenes.
Again, you don't have to do either of these songs, but I don't know. I'm just trying to build up some hype, baby. All right, hang on. Let me see what I'm not even watching to see what images you're sharing right now.
Show a close up of the.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Look at that shit. God damn, that looks so good. I mean, I know I'm biased, but Sweet Cheese says,
I'm biased, man. Fuck yeah. That's it.
Behind the stream. Never had pineapple with chocolate milk. What? Ew.
Ooh, gross. I mean, I like chocolate milk and I like pineapple, but come on.
I do too.
Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I actually will eat pineapple on pizza.
Yeah!
I actually think pineapple and pepperoni is actually pretty boss.
Nice. Yeah, I Bruce doesn't like pineapple on pizza, and I haven't talked to him actually since. No, I get it. Some people don't like it, but I think it's a nice sweet count. Like great. If you don't like it and you haven't tried it, don't knock it. You know what I mean? Give it a try. Try it with some salty pepperoni. It really works. If it's just a pineapple on a cheese pizza, that's it.
It doesn't work.
No,
but
exactly.
You got to have it with some salty meat. You know what I mean?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Okay. Did you send me a, yes. Okay. So 2 links. Okay. So this is,
so the first one is an actual song. The second one is a score song.
Do you want me to?
So I don't know which you want to share. Guys, do you want to hear a song from the film or do you want to hear a piece of the score? Let us know in the chat.
Let us know in the chat. You
could do a poll.
It's true. The field of, I could do a poll. Let's do that. The fuck not. Start a poll. Do you want to hear
Build a
song
snowman.
with
Oh, sorry.
lyrics or a piece of the score? Score.
Score. You got 2 for score, but that's not a, well, 3 for score.
Wait, did I spell
Both.
lyrics right? Lyrics, right? No,
Lyrics.
Lyrics. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Okay, there I asked the community.
Both. Oh, you bastards. They're like, give us both.
You know, why don't we fucking do that? I'm just gonna end the poll. There, I ended the poll. I've ended the poll 100%. Fuck it.
No,
We'll just do
fucking
both.
do that.
We'll just
Fuck
do
it.
both. Fuck it.
All
Right?
right.
That's okay.
People are gonna like the song.
right.
This will be okay. So this is actually pretty big, you guys.
Okay.
This is the first time this song will have been debuted anywhere publicly. I just don't want people to rip it from this from this stream. But so we'll
so do you want to do that then or no?
We'll have to jump in and be like blah 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 every now and again, so it fucks up people's recordings is what we'll have to do.
Okay, so
but
here's
I say we give it a try. Yeah.
Here's the song "Running with the Dream Warrior." All right, and we don't running from the Dream Warrior. Excuse me, running from this Dream Warrior.
Jesus,
and we don't have to play the whole thing.
You're like the radio show guy.
I know.
What the fuck?
Well, it's been a long day. All right, here we go.
That's how you conduct the YouTube.
That's it. You might not be able to hear it. I'm not sure.
Nope, we can't.
They can, though.
Oh, they can? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, great. Be right back,
Hey, there comes.
Darkness strikes once again. I'm all alone. It feels like the end. He walks with me while I sleep. It's like a heart attack.
Play to the end of the first verse.
When I close my eyes, I realize you're coming away. I'm standing in the night.
Yes. Blah. That's right. One more time. Hang on. What the hell is it? There we go. Yeah, so there's that, which is a cool song for sure. I think that plays at some point during the end credits, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's this one, part of the score. Ooh, I'm gonna haunt your nightmares tonight, baby. You're done.
You can play the whole song if you want.
I only played to the end of the first verse just to give people a sense.
Yep.
And we're playing a bit of the score.
So yeah, for those that didn't know, that was obviously a mashup between Dream Warriors and Running from This Nightmare. So.
Right. Yeah. It's a good track. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll play this to the end because there's only like 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
It's a very good track.
Atmospheric, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's my kind of shit. Great stuff. There it is. There it is. So yeah. Great shit. Taylor Paulson sends in $2, says, did you have to talk to Dawkins to use that song?
No, because we did a mashup. It's our own arrangement. It's not just Dream Warriors. It is Dream Warriors and Running from This Nightmare with our own musical composition, as well as our own lyrical composition. So that by itself, the rearrangement makes it fair use technically. So.
Cool. Michael Dammit does follow up and said, you said you did something knowingly while filming DNN. Oh, yeah. That's I think I've already talked about that. I think that's out there. When I said that. So yeah, because the photo is out there. So that shot of me with my mouth open, one of the promotional shots, that was in that, it has a very sort of Elm Street 2 kind of vibe to it, kind of look to it. That was something that I had, it was, yeah. How do I explain that? So it wasn't in the script for me to do that, or, it was just sort of instinctual, being in the makeup, being in the environment, being in the moment of the scene. It was a conscious choice that I made to turn my head around and look back at Dylan, Miko, and laugh, essentially because I can't tell you why, but
do you want to pull up the shot?
Yeah, I can pull up the shot. Yeah, because the last stream we did, I told people what was in my head from Elm Street 2.
Yeah.
And I brought up the example. That's right. Yeah. It's this image here. Oh, it's huge. Well, that's what she said. Let me just try to get this image. People know this one.
I love this username, by the way. I'm responding to someone. Her name is Meowrira. Excuse, I can't say it right. It's Mariah, but with meow at the beginning.
Oh, nice.
So
Meowrira.
That's really hard to fucking say, but it's a cute idea.
Yeah.
Meowrira. Fuck. How do you?
Meowrira.
That's not it, because that's two R's.
Oh, Meowraya?
Meowraya. Yeah, there you go. Meowraya. Holy shit. My brain had a real hard time getting there. Meowraya. Okay. Meowraya. I like your username as hard as my brain had to work to get to where Dave just got to. Really quick. All right.
But yes, the image that you see on screen is the moment that I felt I clicked into the role. I think this is like maybe the second take or something like that. And it was just a conscious choice that I made to whip my head around and look at Miko from across the room laughing like this. And it was inspired by a look that I see in Elm Street 2 from Freddy a couple of times. Not the scene at the pool. That's a different look. But it's there's a moment after he finishes killing Grady. Is it Grady or Brady? Grady, right?
Grady in part 2, yeah. Grady.
Yeah. He finishes coming out of Jesse's, body, and he's left with Jesse at Jesse's in the room with, the knives on his fingers, and he looks in the mirror, and Freddy's just going, and he's waving back at him. And I always liked that. I always thought that was, creepy and eerie. And I just like the way that Robert looked. I love the way he looks in that movie, period. But that moment was in the few seconds I had to think, because your mind is going a mile a minute, right? You're making creative choices in the moment. As an actor, you're making those split second, decisions on sort of how to roll with the scene. And that was a decision that I made, and I knew how it was going to look. That's why I did it. I knew how I looked, and I knew that if I had done that, it was going to read well on camera. I played to the camera well. I think because I'm also a filmmaker, so I know I think I have a good sense of what is going to look good if I know where to and how to play to the camera, and I knew that was going to play well to the camera, and it did, because Cecil nearly fell off his chair when I did it. So
well, I have a picture that demonstrates how everyone reacted. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up because it is very apropos.
oh, is it
To
from
this
that moment?
I don't think it's that moment, but it is an example of what I did in that moment.
Oh, so what does everybody do? So what is this
I'll
from?
show
What's
you,
the context?
I'll show you. I'll show you.
Cool.
I can show you well, no, I can't show the context, but it's a great BTS shot. And I shared it on my Twitter.
Okay.
When I was first starting to go through the BTS. Fuck, it's not. I just got to remember which day it was on. I have it in my faves.
Oh, let me.
No, I got it in my faves.
Why you do that? Maybe I can bring up this other one.
Ah, there it is. Okay, got it.
Got it.
That is what we all were doing. That's specifically what I did when I saw that moment.
Right.
Specifically, that is if we were to pay Vin to recreate the moment that I saw you do that turn, this is the way I would look.
Do you know
because
what Vince
I
is
literally
to
this
here?
is one of those things where I did this. Producer Dave, my film partner for my entire life, producer Dave, not did this Dave.
Yeah.
David Friedman is my producer Dave. He was standing behind me, and when you did this moment, he grabbed my shoulders and squeezed as I went, because it was it was not in any script, not in any storyboard that he would specifically do this. But he
Vince.
did it, and it was so immediately recognizable as being so Freddy that I knew immediately that I was like I held it in, but I wanted to cheer so bad when I first saw you do this. I don't even know if we reshot that. Like, I don't know if you shot that particular scene more than once or not, because I don't. After you did it that time, I really don't know if you had to do it again. That was a different. No, because there might be close to it.
Yeah, there were two. There was at least two, because when with the context that surrounds why I'm laughing,
Right.
there was one. Do you remember where I was like, wake the F up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
That might actually. Right. You're right. That might be it.
So,
I forgot about that. I've seen the cut so many times.
But that's not the one that's in the film.
No.
So,
but that's what I'm saying. I've seen the actual cut so many times. I forgot that happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I hope that's in the BTS special. I'll make a special request to make sure that's in the BTS special.
Do you know
guys,
what Vince is responding to there?
I think it's so I thought it was a particular gore effect, but Nora's in the shot with him, so it can't be that. So it was definitely a Freddy moment. He only reacted that way to certain things that you and Miko did. And if Nora's looking on, then it's a Freddy thing as well, because Nora was gone for all of the Miko stuff, really working on you.
Yeah.
But by the way, you guys got it right. It's Mariah, but with meow. So thanks for the extended shout.
Meow Raya.
I know. Yeah. Meow Raya. You got it way before me.
It's a good nickname.
Average Joe's podcast asked real quick. Sorry if you answered this horror show already, but any plans for a sequel or future project? Yeah, this is intended to be the first of a 4 to 5 part story. Ideally, we generate enough interest from this that we can crowdfund a full-length conclusion to the story, the way Vin is doing with Never Hike Alone. It took him 2 films and a music video to be able to crowdfund that amount. I don't know that we could crowdfund the amount that would be necessary to do a proper Freddy full-length feature. We'd have to, he tried to raise 150. I think he raised over 300 ultimately. we'd probably have to raise in that vicinity to do a proper Freddy movie correctly. Because I mean, we're we don't need to talk about how much we've already put towards it, but every penny that's been contributed has gone towards this movie, and a lot of my own, I will say as well. Like I don't mind saying they don't understand. No, I mean the budget has gone towards it, but yeah, like I am shelling out personal money to make sure we finish strong.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad to do it, but yes, there would need to be a substantial amount of money raised to do the rest of the story correctly. Now we can do it in installments, but I would much rather do a full length conclusion that we can just knock out in one go. I mean, granted, it was because of a COVID delay, but it took us 3.5 years to do part one.
Yes.
Dave would be the age of Robert by the time we finished the story if we kept that pace up.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Hey, Lee the Machine Bowers says, let's get the Craven Estate on the phone and tell them we found them a new Freddy and his name is Dave McRae. Oh, thanks, Lee. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you guys are seeing the stills, but you're not even seeing him acting yet. Like it's you guys have seen one movement of him, and that's going boo. Which, by the way, can I just again? I don't often pat myself on the back. I need to lose a ton of weight before I can do that on a regular basis. But for now, I will pat myself on the back for the fact that people loved your portrayal of Freddy, and all you said in the trailer was boo. Which, by the way,
I think I said Dylan. I said Dylan, and I kind of laughed.
You said off camera, but on camera you said boo.
That's it.
Which again, by a lot of different metrics, there are people that would say boo. Fucking Freddy says boo. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But not a single person said that because you said boo so fucking menacingly that nobody had room to go fucking boo because they were like. Ooh. Everyone got that little shiver, you know what I mean? Even if mentally, even if metaphorically, everyone got that little shiver because we did not have one person go fucking boo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's true. It's true.
To me, that's surprising.
And we didn't with the voice as well. It is pitched down a little bit, but not much. No. I can tell you because I know because I did the pitch, and and I can tell you that while I was pitching it, it is basically the least amount of pitch you could put on anything. So it was that made me feel good as an actor as well, because that means then my performance in terms of the voice is not going to get lost to processing, so it's pitched just a smidgy, to help kind of give it a little bit of that Freddy vibe. But Robert was I think Robert was pitched more than I was. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think so
100%.
too. Yeah,
100%.
Based on everything we saw in the movies.
Yeah. Which is not. It's just a anecdotal sort of observation.
Yeah, no.
But yeah. So I'm happy about that. That it's not. Yeah, it is truly all me.
So the question that again, this is something that's a bit meta, right? And this is something that we touched on briefly in a past stream, but like, say a 10-year-old comes up, right? When you're in the Freddy makeup on Friday night, and
get out of here, kid.
Right? Like, are you Dave in the Freddy makeup, or are you? Where are you going to draw the line between Freddy
I'm not
and
Dave.
being Dave?
No, if a child comes up to me and they're like, maybe they're dressed as Freddy, or they're, you know what I mean? I have to treat it like I'm a character at a theme park, right?
Okay, so you're Mickey Mouse at that point.
Correct.
To put a very unfine point on it, obviously.
Yeah. When an adult comes up, it's more kind of like, hey, what's going on? And I can joke and go in and out. Okay. But if there's a child that comes up, when they will likely be with their parent anyway, then I'd probably be in, or I'd like, it's, you gauge it all in real time. You gauge the parent, you gauge the child. Does the parent want me to be like, you know what I'm saying?
So
and
what's your default then if an adult approaches you? What's your default? What's your first, if you haven't had time to make your assessment, what's
Help
your first
yourself,
response?
fucker.
If someone taps you on the shoulder and is like, excuse me, and you don't have time to read whether they're expecting Freddy or Dave, what's going to be your default?
It depends.
I think your default could literally be this.
It could.
Huh?
Yeah.
You know, it's just
It would. I'll be playing. You know, like I'm like, you know, if I'm sitting there getting the makeup done, and you know, excuse me, how I am, I'll be, you know, playing, doing all the like as soon as I'm in it, it'll be I'll be more Freddy than I am Dave, because ultimately that helps to sell. And I don't just mean, you know, the voice or anything or the laugh or, you know, things like that, but just, you know, the look, you know what I mean? You know, what you do with the eyes, right? You know, and the, you know, the face and all that. And that's what sells the moment of even what Nora and Rachel are doing. Right. You know, so I'll probably be, you know, more Freddy than Dave.
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see it, honestly. And if you guys didn't know, you know, we do have a photo op that night. If you do make the trek out after the film, after the Q&A, which is going to be a complete Q&A. Well, unfortunately, we did find out just basically yesterday that Cindy will not be able to make it after all. So
that's too bad.
Yeah, it's a bummer. So we'll be an almost complete crew, but yeah, she's an understudy for a project, and the lead, something came up for the lead, so she's gonna fill in for a play that she's in. So good on her for being able to do
great.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll do what we can. You know, in her absence, we'll make sure to carry the Cindy torch. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun time seeing people interact with. Again, I'm such a people watcher on a normal basis. When I go to cons,
no, that's not
I,
the right.
I'll let you go with it though. I'll let you keep going.
Yeah.
But I enjoy watching interactions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be fun to see people. Like, I wish they
I'm a
were
people
okay with
watcher
us
too.
putting you into
Most actors
Freddy.
are.
I wish we had a chance to put you into Freddy while the vendor floor was open. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to do so. If anyone's curious, that's why we're doing it the way we're doing it.
That's on the Saturday. So the vendor floor is not open on Friday?
No, it is from 6 to 11.
Right.
But we're starting you at 7, so you finish at 11 when the floor closes, because we technically are not allowed to have you as Freddy on the vendor floor. Because it will cause, it's same with Vince. It will cause confusion. Because both Robert and Kane are going to be there. You guys don't look like you don't look like cosplay Freddy or cosplay Jason. You look like Freddy and Jason.
Yeah, they don't want to take away the thunder.
Yes, exactly. But by the way,
which is fair. I agree with it.
I agree too. So we're rolling with it. What that does mean, though, Dave, to be honest with you, is I am buying you. I in fact have bought you a 5-hour energy, because that is going to be a late night for you. Because obviously the meet and greet goes till 2. You got to get out of the makeup after everything. But I do hope
it all depends.
That you're willing to give us a little bit of time to film some fun stuff for,
of course,
people and for channels and what.
I don't need energy drinks or Red Bull. I'll just be ready to go. I'm just my Dave self. You know how I am.
I do, but I feel bad, you know, because it might take you to, like, I hesitate to say, you know,
what,
3,
4,
4
5?
Yeah, 4 or 5 even.
Well, now it depends though.
Well, the next day doesn't start till 11.
No, that's true. And we need Nora to get me out of the makeup. So how late is she willing to go?
Well, that's another thing. Can she explain to someone how to do it?
Sorry?
Can she explain to someone how to do it?
Well, we'll see.
Well, Susie, you know, Susie, the makeup, our hair and makeup girl, could help you if need be. But we'll talk to Nora. We'll figure out what's feasible, what's realistic, because I know you'd rather the professional take you out of it. So I get that. We'll work it out, but there's just a lot. So one of the ideas, you know, I did mention in the comments just a minute ago, is that someone brought up "Are You Ready?" or "Nightmare on My Street" by Jazzy Jeff.
I remember that
from the old movies.
I love that song.
And I was like, not that song, but believe it or not, "Are You Ready for Freddy" was a bit of an inspiration for one of the songs, because that's the one that Freddy has a part in the old movies, the Fat Boys song. And so I was like, believe it or not, that was more of an instinct than "Nightmare on My Street" for one of the songs. But if you think about it, okay, I got to be careful how I explain this to you, but you're going to be there as Freddy. And in that song, in one of our songs, you know, maybe Freddy's there, maybe he's not, but the other person singing is intended to be a very popular character that we have not been able to talk about very much. Okay. There is going to be someone at the event that has a cosplay of a particular character from a particular movie, that could, you know, lip sync some of that if we wanted to do a sort of music video for that song that you recorded the parts for. and music video about
what character is this?
So,
oh, you mean
okay,
the no,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would just be basically in front of a green screen, just for, you know, we could. I'm not saying we will. I'm not saying we should. I'm saying we could.
Dance, monkey, dance. Well, just I'll send you the invoice.
I know, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Send you the invoice.
I understand completely. No, like, again, that was an idea that I had, but that's why I haven't told anyone about it, because I was like, I think that's asking just a bit much.
Well, we'll see how the night goes, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we'll see if everyone's having enough fun or not, but I think it's going to be a great time for people that come out. And
I think so too. So folks, I mean, you know, if you're in the area, Phoenix, if you're close by, you know, yeah, it's this weekend, Mad Monster in Glendale, Arizona. If you're, you know, Robert Englund's going to be there. Kane Hodder's going to be there. Tom Atkins is going to, Dick Warlock's going to be there. I think
Richard
the little girl.
Brake.
Yes, I think the little girl from Megan is going to be there as well. The one who played Megan, not the other one. Not that there's anything wrong with the other kid. I just meant that she's not going to be there. Sorry, that sounded quite harsh.
About the lead from Megan.
I don't know. I wasn't. And Mark
of course,
Patton's going to be there.
Miko Hughes
will be there.
Ron Sloan is going to be there.
Yes, yes. Mark Patton will be there as well. And what's her name from? I always get her name. I keep wanting to say your character's name. It's not Lisa, the one who played Lisa in Elm Street 2.
Right.
She's going to be there as well. It's a stacked group. It's a stacked group. Cecil Laird is going to be there. The great Cecil Laird will be there.
People don't care about that.
Oh, they do, Cecil. They do.
care about you guys.
There's going to be a lineup at your table,
Oh,
Cecil.
yeah, I'm sure.
Fucking Cecil Laird! Fucking Cecil Laird!
That's all right.
What?
I set this whole thing up just so pictures were taken with me by Vince and you, so I can just get into that group by default. That's all I cared about.
No, but come on out and come on up and say hi, you know, and yeah, it'd be great to, I'll be very curious to see who, cause it's I'll be curious to see.
If you are a viewer of Dave McRae and you come out, you let us know that you're a viewer of Dave McRae, so we know just how many of you crazy asses are out there that want to come and see Dave kick ass as Freddy.
That's it. That is exactly it. You come on out and hang out and yeah, it should be fun. It's going to be interesting. And that starts tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time.
That's so crazy. I keep checking my email for the final cut, and
the final cut
still hasn't arrived. So
Edward
I'm
Nito,
gonna send an email in a second here.
My Godzilla brother from another mother says, "Sup, Dave? My brother and I will be driving from San Diego tomorrow at 11 a.m. to head to the event. It'll be cool to meet up with everyone." Amazing.
From San Diego, really?
San Diego.
That's awesome.
Yep, he's driving up from San Diego, or as it's pronounced, or is it spelled San Diego? He's coming up from San Diego, folks.
You know what San Diego means? It's a whale's vagina.
Is it really?
If you've seen Anchorman, it is.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it. I know the movie, but I haven't seen Anchorman. I admit I haven't seen it.
Oh, that's a good one. That's actually one that's worth your time. It's,
Okay.
Will Ferrell doesn't waste your time in that one, as he does in many of his movies.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you, Edward. Appreciate. Yeah, that's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Warren Armour says Nev Campbell. No, I don't believe Nev Campbell is there. Let me go to the.
She was there last year, actually.
Oh, okay. So that's why she's probably not. She's not going to be there this year. I know how Sean likes to organize his clients, and they.
Are you talking about Sean Clark?
Sean Clark, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a whole thing with Sean Clark, actually.
Oh, at the event?
Kind of. Well, no, not really. I mean, Miko, it's a whole thing. I'll talk to you about it off here.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
I mean, nothing bad. Sean's a good guy.
No, Sean's amazing.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
No, I love Sean. No, I love Sean.
But
No,
yeah,
I just
Sean's a dude that everyone knows. That's for sure.
Well, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. No, for sure. No, I love Sean. We get along really well. We've had many hour chats over the phone. There are times where he'll usually.
Does he know you're coming out?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know what kind of relationship you have to. He knows both Miko and Ron are going to be there.
Yeah. Well, we're not like best friends or anything like that, but certainly he friendly enough to call me. I mean, it usually surrounds some crazy shenanigans dealing with Tony Moran. But there have been times where he'll call me and we'll talk on the phone for like, I don't know, 3 hours or whatever. We'll just shoot the shit. But yeah, no, I love Sean. He's great. And I do know that he likes to, when he places his clients in certain conventions, he doesn't like to put his, and it makes total sense. He doesn't want to wear out a certain client's welcome, at a certain event, right? He wants to kind of make them miss him, you know what I mean? And then, 2 years have gone by and that person's coming back, and it's smart, absolutely smart. I do the same thing. So, yeah. No, so you've got, according to the website, you've got Tom Atkins, you've got Richard Brake, you've got Melinda Clark, you've got Amy Donald, that's the girl that played Megan. You've got Robert Englund, you've got Lance, what does that say on my glasses?
Lance
Hendrickson, thank you.
From Aliens, baby.
Yes, that's right. Kane Hodder, Miko Hughes, Damien Leone, director of Terrifier. You've got John Carroll Lynch, great character actor, of course.
Twisty the Clown.
That's it. Yes, that's it. Ross
My first cosplay, by the way.
Ross Marquand.
Ross Marquand played the Red Skull, and also long-running shot on the Walking Dead series.
Cool. Oh, there you go. You've got, Bill Mosley, Kim Myers. That's who it is. I should remember that. The last name's Myers. Kim Myers, of course, Lisa from Freddy's Revenge. Mark Patton will be there. David Howard Thornton will be there. Douglas Tate will be there. Cassandra Peterson will be there, who plays Elvira. Dick Warlock from Halloween 2, of course, Michael Myers. And is it Rain? Is that how you say his name?
Rain Wilson. Yep.
Rain Wilson from The Office. Yep. He'll be there. So yeah, stacked group of individuals, ladies and gentlemen, at the Renaissance Phoenix Glendale Hotel tomorrow from 6 to 11. And then, of course, there's the big party for Dylan's New Nightmare tomorrow night. Saturday, 11 to 7 p.m. I will be there all day Saturday as well. And I will be there from about 11 a.m. to about 2 p.m. on Sunday. But then I have to leave because I have to catch my flight back to Toronto. So, but I'll be there for at least 3 hours on Sunday, all day Saturday. And, of course, I'll be there tomorrow night. So make sure to come on out.
Indeed, you guys. So yeah, thank you very much. If anyone has any final questions, let me know.
Any final questions, folks? Any last super chats you want to slip in there, or any last questions you want to get in?
I'm about to go see the new Insidious movie in about an hour and 15 minutes.
Insidious, what is it called? The Red Door.
The Red Door, the one, the Insidious, the one directed by Patrick Wilson.
Yes. I know somebody that saw it a little while ago, and I'll be curious to know your thoughts. I love the first Insidious.
I did too.
I really like the first Insidious.
Yeah,
and the second one's not bad, but the first Insidious I think is really good. I remember seeing it in the theater and having a great, again, it's that. That mood, atmosphere, theater of the mind, more about, suspense, things like that. And I really,
I mean,
liked
it was James Wan really finally starting to come into his own after
Yes.
the Saw movie and after Dead Silence, which I also loved.
right.
Dead Silence, by the
Yeah.
way, it was one of my favorites in the 2000s because
Yeah.
I was dying for a good puppet movie, or
Right,
anything
right.
like that, and I thought it was excellent. When it turned out that the crazy chick was puppeteering like an actual human, like I was like, that's fucking disturbing. And I was
Yes.
like, ooh, but it was before I cared about directors and stuff. So it wasn't until Insidious that people were like, James Wan, yeah, he also did a Saw and he did Dead Silence. And I was like, oh,
Right.
no wonder I like him. And then he went on to do The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2, which were both incredible to me. I love those movies. The second one more than the first one.
Yeah.
So yeah, James Wan really I got into him with this series.
Yeah.
Because he did 1 and 2, right?
He did 1 and 2. He also did The Conjuring 1 and 2 as well.
Right.
And I kind of feel about Insidious 2 like I feel about The Conjuring 2. I might like The Conjuring 2 a bit more, but it's a solid follow-up. I think the first one's better still. But yeah, Insidious just gets completely overshadowed by The Conjuring. And I get it. It was a bigger movie. It was a larger budget. It was a bigger box office hit. It's a bigger franchise. I get it. But that first Insidious was, and it came out in before The Conjuring. That first Insidious was like, oh, this is refreshing. This is really nice to see. In
There
terms of
was
horror
some
movies.
study that said that Insidious has been recorded as the scariest movie in history just because of heart monitors.
I thought that was not Insidious, but oh God, Ethan Hawke.
The Purge?
No. The one with Ethan Hawke when he's the true crime writer.
Sinister? You
Sinister.
might be right.
Yeah.
Someone might have mixed those two up. You
Yeah,
might be
I think
right.
I think
I
was
heard
Sinister.
someone saying Insidious, but I think you might be right. I think it might be Sinister after
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
You might be right there. So
And
you
again,
know what?
that's just based
Thank you
on
for discrediting my point immediately.
No,
I
no.
appreciate that.
And folks, that's based on again just sort of a physiological response. How do you say that?
Eobard
Eobard
Thon.
Eobard
Yeah,
Thon.
Eobard.
Okay, Eobard Thon. Eobard Thon sends in $5. Thank you very
that's
much,
the
buddy.
reverse Flash.
Appreciate that. All right. I did not know that. Says, hey, Dave and Cecil, any chance you'll make it out to Pasadena for Halloween 45? Cecil?
I'm guessing that's this year, right? If 2018 was the 40th.
Yeah.
So
it's
no, I have
end
no
of September,
plans
I
to.
think.
And since I know that Dave came out the last time because he was nominated for a voice award and it happened to coincide, I'm guessing that Dave might not be.
No, well, this year it's at the end of September. It's like the last weekend of September, which rolls
okay.
into like October 1st, I think, or something
Okay.
like that.
Mhm.
I would love to go, but being in pre-production on Billy is things are kind of intense. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it this year. But I know that I know Frank and Darren from the Slaughtered Lamb are going.
Nice.
That's going to be great. And yeah, I mean, I think if you've never been and you're a big Halloween fan, you'll have a ball. You'll have a great time.
Oh, it's a great time. Yeah.
It's a great time. It's a great time for sure. Absolutely. Alrighty. Well, I guess I'm not seeing any other questions. People just saying, can't wait. Going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, Cecil, stick around. We'll chat after. Appreciate you coming on again and just kind of shooting the shit and getting through our rants in the kind of the middle part of this stream. We went off, man. But we had valid points. Because it's like, God, sometimes it's just so frustrating. But anyway, yeah, folks, thanks for hanging out with us. And hopefully I'll be able to see a lot of you tomorrow night or this weekend at Mad Monster in Arizona. I fly out tomorrow morning. So have a great, well, you know what? Who knows? If there's time, maybe I'll even do a live stream from my hotel room or something. You never know.
There you go.
Never know. We'll see. We'll see what
I
happens.
was wondering if we should go live at any point during the weekend. So yeah, we might have some fun with that.
You could go live at the table.
Are you gonna wait? So would you? Well,
No, I wouldn't do
guess
that because I don't want to rack up the charges on my phone, but you could do that because you live in the area.
Good point. Fair enough.
I would have to wait to go into my hotel room to get the Wi-Fi
No, but well, what I was wondering, you should just ask Nora how to take it off yourself, because then you just go back and stream as Freddy after Friday, like a real early morning, late night stream.
Could you?
Freddy Krueger here. Let's talk about your dreams.
Dude,
Who's
that
on line
fucking
one?
stream. Can you imagine?
Dude,
want to
that
talk about
stream
your
would
stream.
make so much. Oh my god, you'd get more views than like anyone. You'd have like 500 concurrent, bro. Yeah, you'd be like, let's call in and talk to you. Who needs Freddy's advice?
1-900.
I was gonna say,
Keep it clean, Dave. Keep it clean.
keep it clean.
Come on, ladies.
God. Yeah, that would be fun. No, I got to. Yeah, no, that would be fun. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's gonna be fun, guys.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. All right, folks. Have a great rest of your Thursday night, and we'll talk to you. Don't forget, Dylan's New Nightmare campaign, Billy campaign, is also in demand again. If you haven't got your Blu-ray, just say it. It'll really help. It's in demand. You guys can do it. Let's see if we can get up a little bit more. Let's do it. It always helps. Trust us. It really does.
Every little bit.
Every little bit. All right, folks. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and yeah, I'll see you at the con. All right.
Bye,
Take care.
everybody.